program in the series, Journalist Hangout. I am Citizen Jones Hussein. Now, today on the program, court sets aside law used to dethrone Emir Aminu Bayero and others, just as state government insists Sanusi remains Emir, orders demolition of mini palace housing Bayero. Kogi State now ramps up agriculture production with 76 farm clusters and revitalization of disused tractors for mechanized farming. And later on, we'll share this with you. Olushola Oke declares support for Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa in 2024 Ondo governorship election. Let me report I'm hanging out with a returning Babajide Kolade Otitojo BKO. Welcome back to town.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jide, we are joined by the Onwa-born Lagos-trained Charles Ideho.
I'm also returning. I'm not be here for a while too.
All right, so the team is ready. I hope you are. Then, to our first story. You know, like an energy-sapping dogfight, the emirate tussle in good old Kano continues. Whereas the Federal High Court in Kano has set aside all steps taken by the Kano State government to repeal the Kano Emirates Council law, the state government itself has insisted that the embattled 16th Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi, remains the rightful occupier of the throne. The coming days are very interesting ones for all of us. Let's give you an update on the story. Let's go there.
The Kano State government has directed the State Commissioner of Police to remove the deposed emir of the 8 metropolitan local government areas from the government property where he is trespassing, as government has already concluded arrangements for the general reconstruction and renovation of the property, including the demolition and reconstruction of the dilapidated wall fence with immediate effect.
Biko, the coming days will be very interesting for Kano politics.
Yes, it is. The truth is, the court did not set aside the law. So it's important that our viewers understand that this is not what really transpired.
Okay.
Let me read what the judge said. Justice Abdullah Liman, who has just been elevated to the Court of Appeal. Justice Liman said, I hereby order that every step taken by the government is hereby nullified and becomes null and invalid, and that this does not affect the validity of the repealed Emirates law, but actions taken by the governor, which include assenting to the law and the appointment of Sanusi. I have listened to the audio of the governor both in Hausa and English after assenting to the law, and I'm convinced that the respondents are aware of the order of maintaining status quo, pending the hearing and determination of the motions on notice in the court. I think it is a serious matter for anyone to flout the order of the court and go scot-free. So the judge merely reinforced his earlier order, which was for status quo ante to be maintained. Now, because there was an order of the court handed down on the 23rd of May, the governor issued appointment letter reinstating Muhammadu Sanusi as Emir of Kano on the 24th of May. So you cannot say that you are not aware that the court gave an order on the 23rd of May. So you shouldn't have proceeded to issue that letter appointing him as Emir. So what the court simply did was to reinforce his earlier order. And in doing that, the court made it clear that where you go ahead to take actions in contravention of an earlier order of the court,
Okay.
whatever you have done becomes invalid.
Null and void.
Yes, but the judge also refused to grant the prayer of the applicant to have that law nullified. You know, because that will come later. The judge also affirmed that status quo should be maintained. So, where some newspapers reported that he set aside the law, it is wrong. Because the judge even emphasized that it was not going to grant the prayer of Aminu Ado Bayero to have the law quashed. So there is no reason to say that, okay, the law had been quashed. Now, what the government then did was to also embark on a misapplication, a misreading of the judgment.
Okay.
Apparently, for selfish reasons, the court, the state government is telling people that Sanusi remains the emir, that even that was affirmed. The court did not affirm that. As far as the court is concerned, status quo ante must be maintained. So that point has to be affirmed. And I think Mark should go and take away this lower third because it misleads the viewer. That is not what transpired in court.
Yeah.
It is clear that when a judge gives an order, the judge expects that order to be obeyed.
Yeah.
You do not get the reliefs that you are seeking from a court when you will not get the relief you are seeking from a court when you clearly flout its directive. People like Rotimi Amechi will remember what happened in 2019.
Okay.
When it went ahead with the primaries of the APC against the directive of the court that they should allow other stakeholders to be part of the process.
Yeah, yeah.
APC lost completely in that state. I mean, you recall now. Every step they took amounted to nothing. There was nobody who contested the election on the platform of APC that became anything.
Yeah.
Because you can't build something on nothing.
On nothing.
The order of the court is clear. I don't know where we are going in our country, where some governors or some individuals want to cherry pick the orders of the court that they will obey. And I think that I've emphasized this point before on this program, that when people say the Federal High Court has no jurisdiction on chieftaincy matters, they fail to realize that once an applicant comes before the Federal High Court, seeking to get his fundamental rights affirmed, at that point, the Federal High Court can assume jurisdiction.
Okay.
And there are examples that I can give. Sanusi, the emir, who was dethroned and then brought back, went before the Federal High Court in Abuja to seek for the validation of his fundamental human rights when he was banished to Toto in Nasarawa State. He won. Why didn't Sanusi go before a Kano High Court?
Okay.
Well, it's federal.
Why didn't he go? You see, and some lawyers are deliberately informing Nigerians. Once the applicant asks for the affirmation of his rights, at that point, and even the Court of Appeal has validated that already, at that point, it can assume jurisdiction. You will see that as the case goes on, look at the judgment that Justice Amobeda, look at his ruling the other day. He never went into chieftaincy matters.
Okay.
Yes, Justice Simon Amobeda, the other judge handling this case in Kano, he never went into chieftaincy matters. he dealt with the matter of the fundamental rights of Aminu Ado Bayero. And he said that the Kano governor has no right to order Aminu's arrest. Because Aminu, as far as is concerned, just as it happened with the case of Mustafa Jokolo, Buhari's ADC as a military head of state.
Yeah.
The court believed that Jokolo, who was deposed by the former governor of Kebbi State, Adamu Alero, the court affirmed that Jokolo never got fair hearing. People will say, oh, governors have the right to remove emirs, remove traditional rulers. No. Those rights also have limitations. The power of the governor also has limitations. Because the court ruled that Jokolo was wrongly deposed, and the court said he should be reinstated.
Yeah.
Look at the district head who was also deposed by former governor of Kaduna State, El-Rufai. Okay. He's been ordered to be reinstated. So you cannot simply say, oh, a governor has the power to remove traditional ruler. There are some conditions that you have to meet.
Okay.
Once you meet those conditions,
but as you said a while back, in law, jurisdiction is key.
Is key. And when I'm saying that, it is not, people can't simply say, oh, Federal High Court has no jurisdiction.
Yeah.
There are conditions under which the Federal High Court can assume jurisdiction in a chieftaincy matter.
A trial judge knows that himself.
Yeah, but we are not even talking about, we are talking about lawyers and some people misleading us that, oh, once it comes to this, and I've given the example, people can fact check me. Go on Google, you will see that Sanusi defeated the Ganduje administration in a Federal High Court in Abuja. Wow. Oh, even in a chieftaincy matter, of course he was banished, and he said, no, banishing me amounts to taking away my rights to free movement.
Yeah.
And he won. They even awarded the cost against the state government. So in this case, the Aminu Ado Bayero insists that he was not heard. So when he brought the issue, you will see that fair hearing is part of
the process.
Yes. So on that basis, the Federal High Court can assume jurisdiction because the issue of enforcement of one's rights was involved. So on that score, they can assume jurisdiction. And there are cases that have been decided on that matter. We are not lawyers, but we try to go over some of these cases. We deny ourselves sleep just to be
because
for knowledge.
Facts are sacred.
Yes, and that's why I say, fact check me. Sanusi defeated Ganduje in a Federal High Court.
Okay.
It's clear. You can fact check.
Charles, you know, when Otto von Bismarck, the first ruler of Germany, said, science is not politics is not an exact science. People who know say it's behavioral.
Behavioral, exactly.
So, good. Politicians have a duty to allow sleeping dogs lie, allow peace to reign.
Yes.
Because they can.
But they can't. Again, politicians always have their co-travelers in professionals. For instance, Haruna Dedere, the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice in Kano State, ought to know. I mean, he is not a politician in the manner of speaking. Okay. But he himself is saying that he himself is
a politician by association.
Well, I want to restrict myself. I want to restrict myself to him as a lawyer who, of course, has risen to that level of professionalism. Now, he himself has decided to interpret the status quo ante that the court has given. Or he is saying that what the court has given the government victory. The status quo ante is that they should maintain the current status right now, which is the status that is ante right now. So would you say that's also a politician? I mean, in terms of learning.
So,
he's a learned man. He's a learned man.
See, let me say, you see, the court gave an order on the 23rd of May.
May, yeah.
That 23rd was the day somebody got up in plenary, the Kano
last of assembly. Yes.
That day was the day they had the first reading.
Yes. Second reading, and then committee stage, and then third reading.
This thing, committee of the
whole house, and then
governor still signed
the same day.
That same day. But court proceeding was on that same day, and a decision was made by the judge to stop to stop the process.
Yeah, the procedure, exactly.
Now, the following day, they went and issued. So, if you go back to show you that the Attorney General of Kano knows that he's joking, if you go back, you look at the time when that order that this judge has simply reinforced was handed down.
Yeah, but again,
it was handed down. It was handed down before the man was given a letter.
Appointment exactly.
Because that one came the next day.
Yes.
So if you are talking about status quo, it has to do with the time that judge issued order at that time. That was 23rd.
I understand.
So we know that, look, once this thing happened, some people will try to mislead Nigerians. Remember what happened when the CTC of the Court of Appeal decision on Kano.
Yes.
The certified true copy. There was a clerical error.
I recall that, exactly.
Giving victory to
for that time.
To
this other guy.
Now, there is a famous lawyer who came out to say, oh, what that means is that it was Abba Kabir that won. And I sat here, I said, okay, you are saying that what was said in open court. And that CTC, everything, except for that one line, every other thing pointed to
the
victory for Gowuna. Now, you now said, as a lawyer who is now in the business of simply misleading Nigerians, you now said, oh, that means that this is the person that won. I now sat there, I said, okay, let us see whether they will not appeal. If they believe that they were the ones who won and they fail to appeal, they will be shocked.
But
immediately, Olani Pekun does not joke.
Yeah, you know some of this exactly.
Olani Pekun knew he was Abba Kabir's lawyer. He knew that thing was merely an error. He refused to be misled by a lawyer who was saying that the CTC, that error in the CTC means that this person.
Oh, come on.
He was trying to interpret it the way they went
quickly to go and appeal. He knew that appealing had a time ceiling. He rushed to quickly go and appeal. Why didn't they rely on that error and say, okay, we have won?
Politicians, they have co-travelers everywhere. So
gentlemen, time is the master.
Okay.
So, all right. Ours is to mold opinion, and I'm sure the decision makers are watching and listening to us.
And do the needful.
Oh, yeah. So our next story, an agricultural revolution is a name given to a number of cultural transformations that allow citizens to move from subsistence farming to a mechanized one. Kogi State is leading the way in this regard. Governor Usman Ododo is taking the bull by the horns, as they say, by flagging off this year's wet season farming in the state, with over 100 tractors to serve about 10,000 farmers in different farming communities across the 21 local government areas of Kogi. Now, the state government stepped up this by providing 76 farm clusters and revitalizing disused tractors for mechanized farming. Governor Ododo says investment in agriculture is a critical step towards poverty eradication. I believe him, don't you think?
I do, and I'm particularly happy that for now. Okay, before you go that, okay, good things are coming from Kogi. Maybe after when we return,
but let me add
we'll go back there.
But Babajide Kolade Otitoju, that is state anyway. visited the state to assess these developments, and he has brought back this story. Just let's go.
It is a widely held belief that enhancing agricultural productivity helps strengthen livelihoods. Indeed, fixing agriculture is a most effective way to achieve economic growth and reduce poverty. Treating agri-production with seriousness and urgency, the governor of Kogi State, Alhaji Ahmed Usman Ododo, has taken steps to stimulate agri-production, meeting farmers right at the point of their needs. The governor says his decision to prioritize farming has a lot to do with his background as a farmer, adding that he was in fact born on a farm. In talking about your love for farming, somebody said it's because you were actually born inside the farm. Is it true or is it a rumor?
It's true.
That you are born right inside?
Yes, right in the farm. I was told when my mother was harvesting, I was giving birth to. And yes, I'm a farmer. I love farming. And by the time I retired, I'll go back to farm. I'm a farmer.
Something you are proud of?
Yeah, it's something I'm proud of. I'm a complete farmer.
The state government has 76 farm clusters spread across the 21 local government areas in the state. Among the farm clusters are Geregu, Egain, Ibaji, Basa, Ejiba, Odoape, Osara, Girinya, amongst others. Recently, I visited Geregu village, Ajakuta local government area of Kogi State. It plays host to one of the 76 farm clusters initiated by the Ahmed Usman Ododo administration of Kogi State. Geregu also plays host to one of Nigeria's biggest power plants, the 435 megawatts Geregu Power PLC, owned by billionaire Femi Otedola. I was received by the Kogi State Commissioner for Agriculture and Food Security, Timothy Ojoma.
Welcome, Mr. Babajide. Thank you. How's everything? Welcome to our farm. Yes. This is Geregu Farm, okay. One of our 76 farm centers in Kogi State. This place has over 500 hectares of land, and the design is for 1 man, 1 hectare. Okay. And it's one man, 1 hectare. And what government has done is semi-mechanization. And we have brought tractor to the farm. As you can see, these places have been tractorized, plow, and we introduce mini planting machine and the manual one too. And this is a pilot scheme, and we wish to improve on it in the next season.
Here, the state government has earmarked 500 hectares of farmlands for its program, and has already tractorized 300 hectares. Farmers here are happy to receive us and thank government for the support they are getting.
We appreciate His Excellency Ahmed Ododo, what he has done to Geregu. This is the first time in history that such project commenced in Geregu.
We are a rice farmer. All of us are gathering here. That is our work that we are doing here. And we thank God for the governor and bring it down to here. Since we have been doing farm rice, no any governor come here to come and flag up.
I will use this opportunity to appreciate the government because so far we've been farming for a very long time and nobody has come to assist us.
We are very happy for this opportunity. Like people have said, this is the first time in the history of this community that such kind of project is coming up. Even the talk of appeal, we have never had it so nice like this. That they brought tractor. The tractor have been here for the past 3 weeks, tilling people's land. And nobody, they are fueling it, and they are the one paying the operators. Our own just, they go to your farm and turn your land. And as from yesterday, they started giving us input to make sure that we go ahead and farm. I think the governor has done very, very well. Very, very well. In fact, it's tremendous. We don't have road. We need security. Because if you check now, very soon you see cows start passing. And sometimes in the night, they can just go, all these people are suffering, they can just go and destroy everything.
You eat your crops.
Yes, and go away. So this is one major problem we'd like the governor to focus on.
I'm in Geregu village, Ajakuta local government area of Kogi state, where the state government has a big rice project. On this site, there is 500 hectares of farmland where the farmers grow rice, cassava, as well as maize. But behind me is the rice farm. And as you can see, these are the farmers. Each of the farmers is entitled to 1 hectare of rice. And they help themselves to plant as well as weed the rice farms. You can see, as far as the eyes can see, the rice is being grown here. In fact, it's beginning to sprout. When the farmer sees this sign, he knows that harvest time is near. And it's a thing of joy to farmers in Geregu village that government has come to support them as best as it can.
Communal life in Geregu is impressive. Each farmer is entitled to 1 hectare, but they come together to assist one another in planting.
That is the rice they are planting. And, as you can see, what they do, this is on one person's land. Yes. Portion of land.
So that person engaged.
They engage the whole of them. They come together, help the person to do his own hectare. By tomorrow, it will be the turn of another person. They will go to the farm of that person again and help the person and finish his or her own hectare of land again. Women and youth takes about 75% of the people that were engaged. The interest is simple. These are the people that can easily sustain our homes.
From Geregu, we headed back to Lokoja.
Join Arash Keswani, Dio Israel, Dr. Ola Brown, Mahmoud Tukur, Toby Ajayi, Nod Motors, Shijibumi Ogundele Sujimoto, Joyce Awoshika, Nia Desoya, Kula Shoria, and many other experienced trainers and facilitators at the Enterprise Skills Development Training Program for business owners, business managers, and entrepreneurs from Monday 8 to Friday 12 July 2024 from 9 a.m. daily in Lagos. Event is free for everyone, but registration is mandatory. Training will be declared open on Monday, July 8th by His Excellency Abdullahi Ganduje and His Excellency Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Register now on www.youngprogressives.ng/mybusinessandi. For partnership and exhibition, call 0806-628-8642 or 0816-676-5045. You can email us at events@youngprogressives.ng. Announcer Dr. Dio Israel, National Youth Leader, APC.
Stay ahead with the biggest news stories. Go beyond the news headlines. Experience impactful investigations. Enjoy resourceful news coverage in real time. TVC News at 7 and TVC News at 10 p.m. Live every day on this channel. TVC News. First with breaking news.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas. It shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Every major news story is with many perspectives and layered with different levels of impact.
Hello. What time did this happen? We will be right there.
At TVC News, we follow the big and major news, gathering the facts, witnessing the outcome.
I am here live at the aftermath of the approval of the new national minimum wage.
We are TV Station of the Year, not just for breaking news, but for being first, fair and accurate. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Apologies for the rough trimmings there, you know, but Gidi, it was quite an experience for you.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I saw clearly the efforts being made to ramp up food production in my state. We do not have a choice at this time because food prices have hit the roof. So everywhere in the world, agriculture is subsidized.
Yeah.
Nigeria should never be an exception. And what we are saying is, governors, states own the land. Every governor should do what Governor Ondo is doing.
Because
Support
they can.
the people.
Because they can.
They have the resources, they have everything.
Yeah.
Support the people. Those smallholder farmers, support them to ramp up production. If we produce enough rice, there's no reason why rice will be this expensive. But we don't produce enough. So you can imagine having 76 farm clusters where they are doing basically what they are doing here. This is the pilot scheme.
Okay.
And if you can continue along this line, honestly, the effect will be tremendous. And one thing that the governor has done, tractors were stolen.
Really?
Taken as far as Enugu State, and he recovered stolen tractors, brought them back.
That's a human's job.
Yes, more than 250 tractors. Some taken illegally to farms in different parts of our country. He used his background as an auditor to investigate and then discover the locations. Yeah. Now they are repairing them. You see some of them in a terrible state. These are the ones that they have. These are the ones they have repaired. You can see behind them. You see carcasses of tractors. So as they are repairing them, they are sending them. Yes, to farms in the 3 senatorial zones. Look at them. They've imported these tires. You know, these are the engineers. This is the CEO of the company, and then the COO, Chief Operating Officer. It's unfortunate that we couldn't see this. The machine chose the wrong time to misbehave.
To mess around.
We will have seen how they are repairing these things. And if we want to boost agriculture, we have to employ mechanized agriculture, and this is what the state is doing. By the time all of these disused tractors are revived and sent to support farming in the various locations, those 76 locations, honestly, it will have a good impact on food supply.
Chelsea's Edo State produces cassava.
Yeah, we saw cassava and yam.
And when you hear that Nigeria is the leading producer of cassava in the whole world, you are asking, so why can't we go there?
Okay, let me not go to Edo. let me still remain in Babajide's home, because I'm very happy, as I said earlier, that good news is coming from that state. I am particularly happy because I have a lot of fast friends from that state, and of which Babajide is one. And you know that recently, by the each time we talk about Kogi, his smile widens because he has every right to be happy that for the first time in many moons, what seemed to be good governance is coming over. Not a lot of people we are saying because it's too early to say, but once you see some elements of once you see a good thing happen here, you can see how to support. And the key.
Don't tell lies.
No, of course. Now, the key words that actually excite me. Number one is that the Ministry of Agriculture is just not Ministry of Agriculture. Ministry of Agriculture and food security. That's very fundamental. That it's just not mouthing that, oh, this is Ministry of Agriculture. Then you do the normal thing, talk. Then you go do groundbreaking that you never end up breaking any ground. But food security, and that's attacking the problem headlong by saying food security.
Let me rub this in. You will understand.
Okay.
If my Akwa Ibom state returns to production of production of palm oil,
and allied products and all that. Exactly.
Will be ready.
Yes. Now you also look at they're not just talking about, because I know, because where I come from in Onwa, you have a lot of Igbira people who have intermingled with. They are subsistence farmers there, but now you are looking at mechanized farming that will increase the volume of production in that place.
Yes.
Then you also have, whether you like it, Kogi has abundance of body of waters.
Yes.
Okay.
That is exactly where River Niger and River Benue, they exactly, they intermingle, and then, so farming in Kogi could be all year round, even whether there's rain or no rain. And I also understand, if my atlas, we're also speaking what we that Kogi borders about 9 states, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So this is the time for this administration to take advantage of that place that Kogi used to be. Now, I also understand that what the government wants to do is to overtake its parent state, Benue State, as the food basket of the nation. So it's gratifying to see that things are being done. Recently, they were also the one who shared was it rice over the?
Yes.
After
the governor took over.
Kogi appears to be breasting the tape in terms of all those things.
Even four bills also were passed yesterday.
So it's a good thing that things are happening along that line, and then so that once in a while
these things point to seriousness on the part of the governor to do things and do things differently.
Yes, that's it.
He said he was born right on the farm. His mother.
Do you know what called that people in Onwa?
His mother went into labor while harvesting.
Okay.
So he has no reason to not support farming. He had always been a farmer himself with farmlands in different.
So he's used to this part of the land.
So now, being a governor, he realizes the need to support the farming population. This is what we have to do. We have no choice. If we are saying that we want our people to defeat
hunger and deprivation,
this is a step.
Food security.
And we will be happy to see him take this ambition a notch higher.
Yes.
So that in the next few months, let's even begin to see the fruits of the governor's support for farmers
and labor.
And just in addition to that, Babajide, is that I just don't understand what they do when they gather as the governors forum. These are some of the things they could be sharing ideas.
Yes.
Because, for instance, the idea behind this geopolitical zone is to look at economic clusters. For instance, those states that are culturally and agriculture, all of them are fine. You could come together. You've seen Benue State, contiguous state, they come together, share resources, put those together, and then find, for instance, imagine Kogi, Edo that is close. I know they are not the same. They are not in the same zone, but they could look at Lagos State and Kebbi, Lake Rice. Look at the distance. They were able to come together. One of them gave land, the other one. counterpart funding. Yes. So these are the things that our governors should be talking about when they meet at the governors forum.
A lot of the governors
it's not about sharing positions.
They are simply interested in building bridges, building roads.
Yes.
You know, those are highly capital intensive.
Yeah, and well, exactly.
And people see those.
They see those things.
He's doing a lot of work. You know, when you support agriculture, they may not see it. And the gain is not like what...
Yeah, the visuals are not there.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, exactly.
When the governor, you know, and you know how corrupt the system is. Kickbacks will come from awarding big road projects and all that.
But now you want to commission cassava?
When you commit so much money to agriculture,
so it's difficult.
The kind of stuff that will come to you from awarding big road contracts.
Yeah, exactly. They look at that along that line. Yes.
So many governors will not be thinking along.
Because there's nowhere to eat.
But for everyone's good, we need to support agriculture. We need to go back to farm. We always say that Cocoa House and the rest of those big achievements that
exactly we're proceed from agriculture. Yeah, exactly.
On cash crops. But oil came.
And everybody, we went mad. We all went mad.
You cannot forget now Kano, the old city of...
Yes, Granite pyramids.
Those pyramids are gone.
They are gone.
Are gone. You know what they do in that place now, where we used to have pyramids? They wash clothes. It became filling wanka.
They hide about the robbers in Do rivers and all that.
What does filling wanka mean?
What does it mean?
Field where you wash.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's it. All those people, local...
yes.
Dry cleaners. That's where they converge. Some they've even carved part of it now. They sell used cars.
Yeah.
Where we used to have
granite pyramid.
Conic granite pyramid.
Okay. And when we had rudimentary technology.
I don't know. Look at Israel, a small country.
That has no land.
Achievements in agriculture.
And we are copying from them.
Look at the size of the country.
We are importing their technology here.
I just hope that things get better. Gentlemen, of course, in the night citizen, at 11 o'clock, people will be able to watch this and see the
the
documentary in full. Hopefully, we'll have sorted out
the technicality.
All right, gentlemen, let's quickly grapple with our last story. Yeah. You know, residents of Ondo State are bracing up for the 2024 governorship election billed for November 16. So ahead of the big day, one of the contestants for the April 20 governorship ticket of the APC, All Progressive Congress, Olushola Oke, has declared support for incumbent Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa. To this end, Oke has collapsed his political structure, which is aimed at enhancing Governor Ayedatiwa's chances. The Ondo governorship election has a very strong field, but as it is said in politics, vote for the man who promises least, for he will be least disappointing. Let's share that story with you.
Olushola Oke needs little or no introduction in Ondo politics. The Lajeban politician had thrown his hat in the ring 4 times to govern the Sunshine State. The legal icon has made up his mind to support his kinsman after losing the All Progressives Congress governorship primary ticket. At this meeting with political associates and followers, Olushola Oke collapsed his political structure into the campaign train of Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa. Said he resisted the pressure to challenge the outcome of the April 20 primary election in court.
So we will not leave the party. We will remain in the party. We work for the party and we work for you. So that we can march with one accord, with one purpose, with a sense of direction to defeat opposition in this state. Our strength lies in our unity. And I'm not begging for it. I'm pleading for it. As you will relax, you can sleep if I mobilize our people.
Chairman of the party, Ade Adetimehin, commended Mr. Oke and his supporters for taking the step to openly declare support for Governor Ayedatiwa.
So, whatever you are doing, you are working for yourself and working for the party. If you have a structure, This such a body will wear oil, your tongue will come. It may not be today, it will come. But the moment you allow the sun to rebuild it again will be difficult.
Responding, Governor Ayedatiwa described the event as a sign of victory in the APC in the upcoming governorship election.
There is no Olusola camp. There is no Ayedatiwa camp. We are all members of APC. If your party is in power, in government with the state, there is this confidence that you have. So party interest is very key. Now, among all these three interests, without your party being in government, you can hardly fulfill your community interest and your personal interest.
The event was witnessed by Governor Ayedatiwa's deputy, Olaide Adelami, and top government officials in the state. Ayodeji Muradeyo, TVC News, Akure.
All right, Charles, so you are envisaging a battle royale somehow in Ondo State.
Yes, it's going to be very interesting. And again, these two states that are featuring our topics today, I mean, they are states that are neighboring states to me. Kogi, neighboring state to Edo, of course, Ondo, neighboring states. So it's very important for us to look at them because if they get it right, then it will.
Of Ondo and Edo.
They are close, very close. One is September, the other one is November. Yeah. So if they get it right in these two states, it might also rub off on us positive. But as we're talking when we're on break, I think what OK is doing is what every politician should emulate. Because first, he's looking at peace of the state and then unity of the party. Right. And then he said that he resisted the pressure to challenge that the primary that he had in April 20 in court. Even though his supporters were saying they were ready to whatever actions that he wanted to. But he said, let's look at it. Number one, this is our party, APC, their party, APC over there. And then the state is Ondo State. None of them is a stranger. So why would you want to begin to now turn the state into a field of unrest? So what he did was that he decided to say, let us move this state forward. Another thing is to also support a candidate that he thinks can also, better the chances of their state, of the election, when it gets to election. But there's something that he said that is very fundamental. I'm going to quote him verbatim here. He said, I am not an emergency politician. I have campaigned for governorship in the state. He said that about 4 times. And I have all it takes to be governor. I did everything I needed to do in the primary, but the rest is now history. Now, he said, I have various options, and my supporters were ready to follow any action I took. But this is where I am very happy. He said, but the peace, unity, and development of the state are paramount to me. What other things are we looking for? If all the politicians will look at the peace, unity of each state as being paramount to them.
Yeah.
That's exactly where we now begin to have elections that are free and fair. Not that if you lose it here, you now go all the way to Supreme Court. I know that they want to ensure that even victory, if they feel that they have the victory. But politicians must begin to look at how they can build their structure and also for the peace of their state as a whole.
Yeah.
Which is what OK has brought.
Thank you, Charles. Vicky, you know, when late Professor Chinua Achebe talked about there was a country, I'm wondering if today's politicians would remember that country where things worked, and these were what that there was a country means politicians at the time thought country first.
Yes, but even during the First Republic, there was evident bad behavior on the part of our politicians. The mistake we made was not being patient.
Yeah, but then to mature.
Yes, you know, because we were just coming out of military. We felt colonial rule. We felt, oh, look, things must work perfectly. It doesn't always work like that, you know. So, but I like good party men. Olusola, has shown that he's a good party man. He does not think he's greater than the party.
Okay.
But his desire to be governor is greater than the desire of the party to get stronger. So I knew it would come to this, because it's difficult to imagine that a party would contrive the defeat of a sitting governor. Most parties will not allow that to happen, because if a sitting governor loses in the primaries and he joins the opposition,
then
it can be dangerous.
Yeah, exactly.
So
we lose that state.
You know, so they just felt, okay, let's support this man, and in any case, he's going to do one term. He's going to do one term. Yeah. So now, many politicians believe that if they allow him to do one term, they too can have a chance.
Exactly.
Rather than support somebody who will do 2 terms. That's it. Constitutionally, he can only do 1 term. The law has since been.
Add 8 years to yes.
So, I think that reward may one day come for Olusola for all his exertions, political exertions. Reward may come one day, and I'll be happy if reward comes, because the action that he has taken now, the step that he has taken now, is what you expect from a good party.
Yeah.
You know? And he described the governor as his brother and a person of integrity. So I wish Olusola Godspeed. Wish him good luck.
And by extension, Governor Ayedatiwa.
Yes, it makes it a lot easier for the governor now, because defeated him in the local government in the primaries. So that's a formidable person from his own base. To have him behind him is very significant. That's why the House of Reps member, Donald Ojugo, said, with this person on the governor's side, victory is sure.
Okay. Gentlemen, I hear we must begin to pack our bag and baggage, but not before thanking Babajide Kolade Utitoju. BKO, welcome back.
Thank you.
Charles Ideho, many thanks for coming too.
Thank you for having me.
And you, the listener, the viewer rather, thank you for soaking everything in. If you missed any part of this show, not to worry. Later tonight at 11, there's the repeat broadcast. You can take advantage of that. And then on Sunday, we expand the field for you from between 1:30 and 3:30 p.m. Also know we are on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am Citizen Jones Hussein on behalf of the Backroom Boys saying bye-bye for now and bless you.
Can I win Best Comedian for 5 years? Adusho, no sponsor.
Adult Nation presents The Stalker Laughter Crusade, 40 and Fearless. Lagos, are you ready for the best comedian in Nigeria? The Stalker.
Oh, no, King Solomon for Bible. 700 wife, 300 concubine. Is he shit on them?
He is bringing the best of comedy, music, and wow entertainment to you. This event features Nigeria's finest comedians and musical acts. Date is Sunday, 23rd June at the prestigious Eco Hotels and Suites, Victoria Island, Lagos. Red carpet 6 p.m. and main hall opens at 7 p.m. Tickets regular 3,000 naira, VIP 10,000 naira, executive table 1.5 million naira, premium table 3 million naira, luxury table 5 million naira. Get your tickets online at